Man, well, it was a beautiful day, but it was a hilly walk, and thank you guys for sticking together with us.
Thank you.
Congratulations, this is mile number 61, 2, 3, and it was 60. We forgot about that one. Yeah, exactly. It was a long set. It was just a mile, by the way. Thank you guys so much for walking with us today. It was really amazing. Make some noise for your amazing work.
Where the table is.
Right here. It's right there. Surrounded by some.
We are gonna stay here because you can see us. Ike, do you want to come over this way?
They're just
so guys, yeah, that felt like a good round. You know, so a couple things about this walk. It really is amazing to see you guys come out with us. We really do appreciate it. It is a big deal. Holy cameras. You guys, the one thing about these walks, like we said, today was 60 miles. We walked 60 miles so far in the walk tour. And yeah, Ike says, everybody's saying this is more than a mile, but one way or another, this started off as the 60th mile. This is an incredible thing to see you guys come out and join us. You know, as a band, you have to be very careful about deciding to stand on a pedestal and be like, we're a band and we can tell you what to do. You know, this is not about us telling you guys what to do. This isn't about coming up with ideas. This is about recognizing this opportunity that we all have. I mean, look at all these cameras. Look at the things that we, look at the power that we have to influence and reach people, one for one. Every one of you guys. I'm sure that a lot of people that walk today barefoot are really liking their shoes. You know, we don't think of a pair of shoes as making a difference, and we also don't think that there's a way for us to provide simple things like that in a way that makes sense, in a way that we can get our heads around and we have access to. If you look at Africa, we were talking on the walk with a lot of different people about, well, what's going on in Africa? Why does that matter? Why not look at what's happening in your own hometown? There's so many issues that we can all be a part of making a difference for. Africa itself is completely unable to help itself. You know, the whole continent is broken down by issues of poverty, issues of disease. But there's so many incredible people that are working on the ground, doctors, families that are that are taking care of one another and struggling to survive. And historically, if our children will ask us what happened with Africa, what happened with why we didn't decide to look at the things that we could use in the way that we could make a difference to prevent millions of kids being born with disease that they had no choice in. In a few years, you're going to have close to 25 million kids that are orphaned by AIDS in Africa. If you try and picture that, it's going to be like, yeah, it's going to be, if you imagine the island of Manhattan in New York and all the surrounding boroughs around New York, let's try doubling that. Okay, that's about how many children have no families. You can imagine what it's like to take a whole continent and say, how do you deal with millions of children that have no families, that are raising themselves? And then you think about the fact that many of those kids are born with a disease that gives them an age expectancy of 3 years old. And at the same time, for 17 cents, if a mother that's pregnant, it's going to be a mother. If she takes the drugs 3 months before her child is born, if she's AIDS positive, she doesn't have to prevent. If she could prevent passing the disease on, I can't talk. 3 months before, 17 cents a day, and that will prevent the child from being born with AIDS. It's nothing. So we think of, you know, a download of a song, 99 cents. Oh, that doesn't make a difference. Believe me, if 17 cents is something that makes a difference every day, 99-cent song makes a huge difference. This walk today is, it's not about awareness. This isn't about trying to tell you guys about what's going on in Africa. This is really about us recognizing our extraordinary power to make an impact by just deciding to show up. There's so many things, so many ideas, so many opportunities that we all have, things that you guys can come to the table with that will make a huge difference, more than a pair of shoes. But that's a great place to start. We're going to mention Tom Shoes again. Tom Shoes is one partnership that we've struck up on this tour. When we started off, we said, well, how can we connect with one another and encourage one another to do something real that's not impossible, that we can all get our heads around. Let's start with shoes. Let's walk barefoot You start to realize that a pair of shoes really, really does make a difference once you walk a mile without. Tom's Shoes is an incredible company. They're a great example because they started their company with the idea of giving. They didn't say, let's go wait till after we're done, succeeding, then we'll give back. Every time you buy a pair of their shoes, they donate a second pair. And through this tour, starting last fall, we've helped Tom's to give over 50,000 pairs of shoes, which is an incredible thing. What's so important about that is it's not a few people buying thousands of shoes. It's individuals buying shoes one by one. And that's really what makes such a huge difference in this whole thing. We're not going to go, all try and become humanitarians and fly to Africa and save the world on our own. But we are the most potentially powerful generation in history by deciding to use what we have. And today you guys decided to just show up, to put your feet on the ground, to walk a very hilly mile in the heat. And that's a really incredible thing. And we want to thank you guys so much for joining us. We want to encourage you guys to please come up to the table and throw your name down, because we have some really exciting things over the next year that we're hoping to tell you guys about, ways we can encourage you, things you're thinking, well, I'm scratching my head, well, what can I do? Today you can find out about Tom's Shoes. The song Great Divide is 99 cents that'll raise money for AIDS and HIV research and treatment in South Africa. But there's so many other things that you guys have the opportunity to make a difference with. And we want to hear about those ideas, and also we want to continue to encourage you and thank you for joining us. So we're going to walk over to the table here, and we'd like for everybody to throw their name down and tell us that you took the walk. Thank you guys so much for joining us today. It really is a huge deal. And if nothing else, it encourages us that we can go out there and walk another mile and not just be three crazy guys walking down the street making noise. It really is inspiring. So thank you guys so much for doing this with us. Say it with me now. Say, I took the walk!
I took the walk!
All right, we're going to join you guys over the table here. Come with us now.
Going to the table. I don't know where the captain, whatever.
But today I walked without shoes. You know why? I walked without shoes because there's kids that are your size in another country that need to have a pair of shoes, and because I'm walking without a pair of shoes because I want to help encourage people that they can buy a pair of shoes, kind of like your pair of shoes, and another kid can get a pair of shoes. Isn't that cool? What if you could buy a pair of shoes and then someone else would get a pair of shoes because you did that? Yeah. So that's what we're doing. So it's nice to meet you. Thanks for walking with us. I like your hair.
Email address, I'll send you all of it. Yeah, no problem. Yeah, I got that too.